Have you ever looked at someone wildly successful and wondered how they got there? Maybe you've caught yourself thinking, what's their secret? Did they just get lucky, or is there something more to their story? We often see the end result, the glitz, the glamour, the achievements, but rarely do we see the struggle, the setbacks, and the relentless effort that paved the way. Today, I want to tell you a story, not just about fame or fortune, but about grit, determination, and the incredible power of believing in yourself. It's a story that reminds us that greatness isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's built day by day through small acts of courage and resilience, even when the world seems to be against you. Let's talk about someone who started with absolutely nothing. No safety net, no connections, no guarantees, just a burning desire to change her life and a stubborn refusal to give up, no matter how tough things got. Picture this: a tiny, cramped apartment, barely enough money for rent, and a dream that seemed almost ridiculous to everyone else. The kind of dream that makes people shake their heads and say, be realistic. But sometimes the most powerful dreams are the ones that seem impossible. She worked odd jobs, barely scraping by, sometimes going to bed hungry. There were days when she wondered if she'd ever catch a break, when the weight of her circumstances felt almost too heavy to bear. But she kept moving forward, one step at a time, but every night she'd pull out her notepad and write. Stories, dreams, ideas, whatever kept her hope alive. Writing became her lifeline, a way to escape her reality and imagine a better future. Even when the world was silent, her imagination was loud. Now most people would have quit. The setbacks were brutal. Rejection letters piled up. Friends told her to be realistic, to find a real job. The world seemed determined to convince her that her dream was out of reach, but she refused to let go. But she kept going, fueled by the belief that her story mattered. She believed that her words could make a difference, that her voice deserved to be heard. Every no she received only made her more determined to find that one yes. Then one day it happened. After years of being ignored, one publisher took a chance. It was a small glimmer of hope, a sign that maybe, just maybe, her persistence was about to pay off. Her book, a story that had lived in her heart long before it ever hit the page, became a phenomenon. Readers around the world connected with her words, and suddenly the dream that once seemed impossible was a reality. I'm talking about J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, a woman who went from struggling single mom to literary legend. Her journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and the magic of believing in yourself, even when no one else does. From struggling single mom to one of the world's most successful authors, she's living proof that your beginnings do not define your ending. Her story shows us that it's not where you start, but how you keep going that matters most. But here's the thing, it wasn't magic, it was persistence. It was waking up every day and deciding that yesterday's failures wouldn't stop tomorrow's progress. It was about showing up, even when the odds were stacked against her. The world told her no, but she gave herself permission to say yes. She chose to believe in her own potential, even when it seemed like no one else did. That's the real secret to success, believing in yourself when it matters most. Why does this matter? Because maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you're facing setbacks that seem impossible to overcome. Maybe you're wondering if your dreams are too big or if you're just not cut out for success. But remember, every success story starts with a point where things looked hopeless. Every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. The darkest nights often lead to the brightest mornings. The difference is those who make it big refuse to give up. They keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. So what's your dream? What's that one thing you can't stop thinking about, even when life gets tough? What are you willing to fight for, even when no one's watching? What are you willing to work on, day after day, even when the results aren't immediate? True success is built in the quiet moments when no one is cheering you on. Success isn't about luck. It's about showing up day after day when no one believes in you but you. It's about trusting the process, learning from your failures, and never letting go of your vision. Your story isn't over. The next chapter is yours to write. No matter how many times you've fallen, you have the power to get back up and try again. Your journey is unique, and your voice matters. So stand up, dust yourself off, and start again. Every new day is a fresh page waiting for you to fill it with your story. Who knows? Maybe one day someone will tell your story as the next example of how they made it big. The world is waiting for your story, so go out there and make it unforgettable.